children, welcome to Math Park. In our park, today we are going to learn about bearings. This is the second video on bearings. Do watch till end, children. There are the questions application based here. So we start with the first question. And before that, let us remember, bearings are always measured clockwise from the north line. Bearings are always measured clockwise from the north line. So the first question, find the bearing of A from B. So we draw the north line at B, straight 90 degree, join BA, the second step, join B to A, and then measure the angle clockwise from north line. This is the angle which we are going to measure. So on measuring this angle, we find that bearing of A from B is 75 degree. So another point, remember children, the bearings are always written as a 3-digit. These angles are always written as 3-digit numbers. We never write only 75 degree. We write 075 degree. We write 062 degree like that. Okay. So the next question here, find the bearing of Q from P. So since we have to find the where is Q from P, at what angle is Q from P? So we draw the north line at P. The first step is drawing the north line at P, join the point P to Q, and then measure the angle clockwise starting from the north line at P. And the angle that we find here is 110 degree. So this is how the bearing of Q from P is 110 degree. Find the bearing of Y from X. Now from X, so we draw the north line at X, drawing north line at X, and then joining X to Y. So there are two ways of doing this, children. Join X to Y and then measure the angle clockwise starting from north. Now this is the reflex angle which is actually difficult to measure. So what we do is we measure this particular, we draw this line straight, we extend this line backwards. This is 180 degree, this angle is 180 degree, and this angle, acute angle can be measured. This acute angle can be measured with the protractor. This is 180. So 180 plus this angle gives us the bearing of Y from X, so which is 230 degree. Got it? On measuring this angle with the protractor, we found this is 50 degree and this was 180. So we get 180 plus 50, we get this as 230 degree. This is the bearing of Y from X. The other way that we can do is, instead of extending this backward, what can be done here is we can measure this angle, right? So this angle, when we measure, we find it 130 degree because protractor can measure the angles less than 180. Okay. So 130 degree is the angle, inner angle, when we can see, which was anti-clockwise. But remember, the bearing is always measured clockwise. So this rest of the angle can be obtained by, we know that the complete angle is 360 degree. So 360 minus 130, what we get is 230 degrees. So this is the other way of doing it. Okay, let's move on to the next question. The bearing of A from B is 60 degree. Find the bearing of B from A. Draw a diagram to show the positions A and B. So what we know here, the bearing of A from B. So first thing what we are going to locate is point B. So from B, the bearing of A is 60 degree. So we draw the north line at B. We draw a 60 degree angle over here. Drawing a 60 degree angle, we can get a point A. Now because point A is at 60 degree bearing from B, right? And then draw the north line at A. Why drawing a north line at A? Because you are finding the bearing of B from A. So for finding the bearing of B from A, we draw the north line at A and then find the angle measured clockwise from north. So this is the angle that we are going to get. So how do we get this angle back? So for this, we can find this interior angle. This is 120 degree because you can have, there are two ways of doing this. So you can find this angle because two north lines are parallel to each other. So if this is 60, this is going to be 120. And then we can find the bearing as 360 minus 120, which we get as 240 degree. This is one of the way. The other way of doing it is you can draw a straight line over here and you have this straight angle. This angle is going to be, this particular angle is going to be 180 degree and alternate angles are equal. So this is 60. So 180 plus 60, again, you are going to get 240. So these are the two ways how you can find the bearing of B from A. Okay. So the bearing of B from A is 240 degrees. You can remember here, if the bearing is less than 180 degree, the back bearing you simply have to add 180. That for back bearing you simply have to add 180. So 60 plus 180 you get 240 degrees. This bearing of B from A is also called back bearing. This is also called back bearing. And for doing back bearing, we simply add 180 degree to the bearing from point B to point A, and the back bearing from A to B, we simply add 180 to that. Okay. The next question, the bearing of Q from P is 250 degree. Find the bearing of P from Q. So draw the diagram to show the positions of P and Q. So first point P here, because we know the bearing of Q from P is 250 degree. So 250 degree clockwise from north line we get point Q, right? And then draw the north line at Q and measure this angle clockwise from north line at Q, which we find to be as 70 degrees. Okay. So what can be done here to find the angle 70 degree? You can draw the straight line here. This is your 180 degree. Measure this angle. This you find 70 and this is going to be 70. Alternate angles are equal. This is the way of doing. And the other way you could have done, you could have measured this angle. Okay, this measuring this angle, you will find this as 110 degree, and then 180 minus 110, you get this as 70 degree. This is also the way of doing finding the bearing. Okay, so the bearing of P from Q, you found it as 70 degree. The last question, the diagram shows three straight roads connecting points A, B, and C. A, B, and C are the 3 points which are connected with the help of roads. These are the roads. You can say AB, BC, and AC. They are nothing but the roads. And the angles between them are given to you. So the bearing of B from A is 75 degree and so on. So you find the bearing of C from B. So finding the bearing of C from B, that means this is the angle that you have to find out. Okay. So how will we find this angle? So we know the properties of parallel line. These two north lines are parallel. So if this is 75, this is going to be 180 minus 75, which is 105 degree, right? And now this is the complete angle. So complete angle is 360. So what we can do is we add this 105 plus 120, you get 225, and 360 minus 225. Let us calculate. So you get this as, okay, 135 degree, right? So this is how the bearing of C from B is going to be 135 degree. Got it? So look at this. The clockwise is the bearing, and then the clockwise from B is the bearing of C from B, right? And which we get it as 135 degree. After calculating this 105, 360 minus adding these two angles, as the complete angle is 360, we get the bearing as 135 degree. The next question, find the bearing of A from C. Bearing of A from C. So from C means from the north line clockwise. This is going to be the angle. For that, we will be finding this inner angle. If this is 135, these two north lines at B and C are parallel to each other. The consecutive interior angles are supplementary. If this is 135, this is to be 45, because 135 plus 45 is 180. Now 45 plus 35 is 80, and then 360 minus 80, what we get is the bearing of A from C. So this is how we go. 360 minus 35 plus 45, which was 80, and 360 minus 80, you get 280 is the bearing of A from C. Got it? Okay. Did you understand the concept of bearing, children? This is very useful topic for the navigation. Many important questions I have solved over here. Please share with your friends if you like the video. If you are new to the channel, do not forget to subscribe. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.